Hey guys, here to tell you about this little ditty here. This is the Officially Unofficial Geek Podcast, and I'm Carrie Quinn, and I'm here to talk to you today about Punk Rock Jesus by Sean Murphy. I just finished this. It is a six issue series, comic book series, written by Sean Murphy, which I just mentioned. It was produced for Vertigo Comics, and it ran from, like I said, it was 6 issues, and it ran from September 2012 to January 2013. This trade, the one that I actually found here, I found the ISBN actually on Wikipedia. This particular one, the trade, that's the front cover, and this is the back. You have the author's picture right there. It was published in April 2013, so not long after the run was completed. In 2004, the year it was published, IGN awarded it the best comic mini series of 2012. It is a comic that is done. The entire comic is in black and white. It's in black and white, and you do have some cover art. That is, the cover art would be in the color. Yeah. So it says the tagline here, the IGN blurb here on the front is brilliant and breathtaking, epic and emotional. And that does really describe what we have here. The back cover, it talks about, it says, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do, indeed? So I have been wanting to read this for a while, and I hadn't, for some reason. I don't know why. There's a couple other blurbs here. You have more from IGN. It says, Punk Rock Jesus is amazing. The series has been incredible right from the beginning, and it ends in spectacular fashion. It's brilliant and heartbreaking, epic and emotional. This is a book that makes you think. That was the continuation of the IGN review. Again, completely true. I'm still thinking about it a little bit. Like, I finished it earlier today. It does stick with you. Crave Online stated, belongs in the same league as Watchmen. It's a complete game changer. Yeah. Sean's work is flawless. Punk Rock Jesus is the best kind of sci-fi meditation on liberty for the cyber age, and that's from Pop Matters. Comic Book Resources says, in more ways than one, this is a legend in the making. Definitely give it a shot, if only so you can say you were there when it happened. It took me a few years, but I guess I was there when it happened. Just to kind of give you an idea of what this book's about. Takes place in 2019, which is it's a future-based thing because it was written it was published and released in 2012. I don't know when it was written, but yeah. Basically, what you got here is I'm just going to read you the back blurb, so to give you an idea of what it's about. J2 has created the ultimate reality show stunt. Create a human clone from DNA lifted off the Shroud of Turin, implant it in the womb of a virginal teen mom, and give birth on live TV to a boy who could be the second coming of Jesus Christ himself. The kid, named Chris, is an instant superstar. his every waking moment recorded and broadcast to billions of faithful viewers. Religious zealots either love or hate the show, angry politicians debate its influence, and the scientific community fears its implications. But when Chris discovers the sinister secrets of his own creation, he becomes a rebel with a cause and a guitar. If he decides to take his system-smashing message to the masses, can even the combined forces of religious fundamentalism and corporate greed defeat the power of punk? So, yeah, that's exactly what the back says about the book. So, yes, it takes place in 2009. There's an entertainment company, Ophius. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Someone can come and correct me if they want to. It starts at the J2 project, and yeah, the story is correct. It also has, it also talks about, and I don't want to give too much of the story away, so I'm just going to talk about other things it talks about. It talks about religious extremism as relation to this story of them, trying to create a television show, like a reality show, based on the idea of creating the second coming of Christ, by trying to get all the elements together to do so. And it also talks about religious extremism in regards to the history of the IRA, the Irish Republican Army, and the differences between the Protestants and Catholics in Ireland and Northern Ireland. And it talks about all that. And so basically you've got this company, this really shitty company that supposedly gets the DNA of Jesus Christ from the Shroud of Turin. They get this the scientist, this DNA scientist to come in and help them create, based on this DNA that she's been given, a clone of the DNA that gets implanted in this girl that wins, like basically auditions and has like a competition, become the woman that, well, basically the teen mom that gets impregnated with this clone. And she goes through the pregnancy. It's all on film. It's all on camera. They go through the birth. It's all on camera and all these things. And it's then this whole kid's life it's kind of like the Truman Show, except he's aware the whole time. He's aware, and he's basically kept away from the rest of the world, and you get to see what happens with that. And so he, kind of like the back of the book says, it's like he gets this idea, he gets the knowledge and understanding of what's happening to him, and then he breaks out of where he is, and he stumbles upon a lot of things. He breaks out, and he goes on this quest, basically, kind of like what they said, it's a rebel with a cause. And if you like things that question conformity, can question religious conformity, especially, and the mores and traditions of organized religion, and the viewpoints of what's the phrase I want to say? The viewpoints of centralism, centralist thought to to a lot of Christian dogma. If that interests you, then you definitely would want to read this. If you are into punk music, you would want to read this. If you're into the idea of just like science fiction, if you've watched The Truman Show, you would probably, and you enjoyed it, you would probably like this. It's the idea, just the idea, the ultimate idea of playing God, and which is literally what this entertainment company is doing. They're playing God, because if you remember the if you're familiar with the Christian mythology of the birth of Jesus Christ, literally, there's an immaculate conception in the story, and a young woman just ends up pregnant and finds out that she's pregnant with God's baby, basically, and that's someone taking on that role, a corporation taking on the role of God, is basically what you're dealing with this, and it's a dangerous concept, but it's also a concept that's not completely foreign to anyone. You have politicians that want to play God, and in our society today, you have corporations that are lifted up to idol status, and that kind of thing. You have superstars lifted up to idol status, and it's really interesting to kind of read a comic that kind of like is like, oh yeah, so this is really poignant to what we deal with in society and culture in our everyday lives when it comes to extremism and religion, and people playing God, and the dilemma that is presented by religious mythology. So there's a lot of violence in this comic book, so it's not going to be something you're going to want to give to your 12-year-old kid or nephew or niece or whatever. You're not going to want to do that. There's a lot of violence, and there is, it's probably not good for them. But if you're an adult, definitely you would want to, if you like all the things that I talked about, if you were interested in The Truman Show when it came out, if you're interested in Christian mythology, the twisting of Christian mythology and dogma, and kind of exposing the shittiness of it, and that kind of thing, then you're really going to like Punk Rock Jesus. Right here, here's the cover again. It's by Sean Murphy, released by Vertigo Comics in 2012 through beginning of 2013. Here's the back cover again. You can take a look here. I got it at a local comic book shop here in Rockford, and so I'm going to advise you all to do what you can to find this and give it a look. See if you can go to your local comic book shop and find it, because I always try to get people to buy small businesses, buy from smaller corporations, less chains, and try to do that before you venture on to the bigger warehouse type things like Amazon and that kind of thing. I always try to get people to go to their local shops first for comics, gaming supplies, all that kind of thing, because you're dealing with an actual small business. So check it out. Again, it's Punk Rock Jesus. I definitely recommend it. Punk Rock Jesus by Sean Murphy. Definitely recommended it. What would Jesus Christ do? So yeah, check it out. It's really great, and I definitely recommend it. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy, buy small businesses, buy from your local comic book shop, gaming stores, everything like that. Support small businesses, not only in comic books, but also in anything else that you can do that is, logical to do. So um, have a great day, evening, morning, night, whenever you're watching this. And remember to like this video and comment if you've read it and you like it, or if you have any kind of recommendations for me on different comics or miniseries comics to check out. I'm going to be reading the rest of the Harley Quinn, the Batman White Knight presents Harley Quinn series, so that's going to be great. I posted a video before of my review of the first issue of that series, and I've got 2 through 4 at this time, and I know it's supposed to be a 6-issue series, so all that's out right now is through 4. So I'm going to give those a listen, I'm going to give those a read, not a listen. I'm reading them. Oh, excuse me. But like, share, comment if you have any suggestions of things you think I might like. And subscribe and hit the notification button so that you can be notified of any videos that I post when I post them. And also check out the Facebook for more information about the podcast, and so that you can be kept up to date of any podcast episode listings and what have you. You can find us until then on Podbean and Stitcher for your podcast needs. And thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy, buy small, and goodbye for now. Remember to geek out wherever you can.